Hello and welcome back to Tommy Does Crypto. In today's video we have a huge update surrounding some massive bullish market movements with the Trump victory and new Bitcoin all-time highs above 83k, as well as an aggressive reversal as Casper heads towards retesting its all-time high in a matter of days. On top of all that, we're also going to be discussing some major market manipulation that has been going on relating to Casper and how the community is resolving that issue through withdrawing their funds from exchanges and sending them to self-storage. Anyway, if you're not subscribed, please consider hitting that button, and without wasting any more time, let's get into it. As usual, let's begin by taking a look at the wider market, including Bitcoin, and wow, the fireworks really have begun. Donald Trump's victory in the US presidential election sent both the stock and crypto markets soaring into the green, as the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq both hit all-time highs, as well as Bitcoin surging to its highest price ever, over $83,000, and now challenging 85k. Trump's speech at the Bitcoin Nashville conference back in June proposed some major plans that he had for the United States government involvement with Bitcoin if he was elected, and the fact that he has now been victorious over Kamala Harris suggests that many believe that he will carry through with some of those proposals. He had claimed that he was determined to transform America into a Bitcoin superpower and had plans to ensure that the US will be the crypto capital of the planet. While his plans for doing so are quite vague at this stage, the general consensus among experts is that Donald Trump is very good for Bitcoin and the wider crypto market, and will be more open to passing new regulations that will help the overall long-term adoption of crypto, which is of course very bullish. As I've mentioned time and time again, we have broken out of this massive bull flag structure and are now in a phase of price discovery, with the sky being the limit, potentially hitting $100,000 per BTC before the new year rolls around, which would be a fantastic way to begin this massive bull run. One thing I will point out though is rather strange is that in the past I've discussed how M2, the global liquidity, is usually a driver of Bitcoin price fluctuations. However, most recently the M2 has actually contracted slightly and taken a small dive. Meanwhile, Trump's election win has sent Bitcoin soaring upwards, which suggests that there's a small deviation from the correlation between the two here, and is definitely something to keep our eye on, since it could signal a minor Bitcoin correction before we hit that 100k mark and before M2 liquidity begins to expand once again. Taking a look at some other crypto market metrics, and over the last few days on the CoinMarketCap tracker, the Fear Greed Index has hit its highest greed level in over 7 months, as well as the altcoin season index chart hitting new 6th-month highs of 38 out of 100, as we've seen billions of dollars flowing down into altcoins, coinciding with Bitcoin's recent price pumps. In terms of the Bitcoin ETFs as well, the last 4 weeks have seen record-breaking surges in inflows, reminiscent of February earlier this year when we pumped from $40 to $70k per Bitcoin. So clearly Wall Street is a significant factor in contributing to the growing bullish sentiment and climbing Bitcoin price right now. In the mainstream as well, obviously with Bitcoin breaking new all-time highs, many mainstream media and news outlets have been quick to report about it, without a doubt attracting more eyes and retail money towards it, coinciding with a rise of interest in the term Bitcoin on Google Trends as well. All of these signs suggest that bullish sentiment surrounding Bitcoin is beginning to grow and grow, and the current price is very reminiscent of the beginning of the 2021 bull run that began to build steam at a similar time 4 years ago in November 2020, reaching new all-time highs and setting off this aggressive run up in price, printing massive gains for those who had held through the previous bear market. Now heading over to take a look at Casper, and the last few days have seen a huge recovery with massive green daily candles as Casper rises significantly to the upside. With this massive pump, the most recent weekly candle that closed on Sunday at midnight ate up a whopping 4 weeks worth of red candles, matching up nicely with what I said in my last few videos about a potential aggressive bounce back off this red 10-cent support zone, kicking off the beginning of a major reversal as we look to close in on retesting our all-time highs very shortly. Volume also has been exploding for Casper, with over $500 million worth of it getting traded over the last 24 hours alone. So, what is actually going on with Casper, and why this suddenly are we making such significant ground? Well, it's impossible to ignore the fact that the entire crypto market is pumping heavily since the election results, and almost all of the top 1,000 altcoins have been seeing a very green week as well since. So yes, while Bitcoin making new all-time highs are clearly a major driving factor in Casper's price growth, there is, however, one other small driving factor that a lot of you may not in fact be aware of. Recently, over on Twitter, a number of tweets have gone semi-viral talking about how you should withdraw your Casper from exchanges and place them on personal wallets. The reason for that is because it's been known for some time now that Casper's price has constantly been exposed to manipulation at the hands of big whale holders and market makers. By leaving your Casper stored on centralized exchanges like Mexi, Gate, and others, this gives them the power to use your tokens as liquidity for their manipulation as they attempt to entice more users to short the price so that they can earn more revenue by lending out the Casper at a fee. This means that the more Casper these exchanges hold, the more power they have to move the markets. And so for the last month, online investigators have found countless times when these exchanges are creating thousands of sell order walls in order to suppress the price down through manipulation and encourage more trading on their platforms. Over the last couple days, however, almost every single creator on Twitter who talks about Casper have banded together with a concerted effort to encourage the masses to withdraw their Casper off these exchanges and into safer wallets like Tangem, as to drain the CEXs of their Casper and therefore take power and put an end to this awful price manipulation which has been going on now for the last few months. Thankfully, Casper holders have listened, and the Block Explorer shows that literally millions of dollars worth of cash has been withdrawn from these exchanges' wallets in the last few days in the midst of the manipulation scandal. And these CEXs are beginning to lose their power, which is a great sign. So, reaching out to my whole audience right now, if you currently hold any Casper on an exchange, do the right thing and send it to a personal cold storage wallet like Tangem so that this manipulation cannot continue to be carried out. We need to completely drain these exchanges of their power, and the only way of doing so is by taking self-custody of your crypto. This will allow Casper's price to move more freely in the market, and in doing so, with less downward pressure on the price, we will likely see a massive explosive run as Casper looks to find a huge new all-time high, likely north of 40 cents in the next few weeks. Talking about more manipulation with Casper now, and the KSPR bot on Telegram, being the first and most widely used platform to trade KRC20 tokens, established itself as a big and powerful monopoly over the KRC20 market. This has meant that they have been able to charge a large trading fee of around 5%, and because of this, there have been many in the community who have spread rumors and now accused the KSPR bot dev team of being partially responsible for the recent dumping over the last few months in price, as they may have been selling profits from the fees and therefore adding to the downwards pressure, which is an explanation for the recent dip that has been ongoing now for the past 5 weeks prior to this recent recovery. While as far as I know there isn't currently much evidence for these accusations to be true, it's definitely something to keep under consideration, and perhaps instead of using KSPR bot, you could look to buy your desired KRC20 tokens elsewhere with lower fees such as a centralized exchange like Biconomy, Mexi, XT, or CoinEx, depending on where the token is listed, in order to avoid the possibility of unfavorable antics by the KSPR bot team. Tangem is expected to release support for the KRC20 tokens on their wallet any day now, so once that integration is complete, I'm going to be sending all of my KRC20 tokens there, as it will be the safest location to keep and swap them, likely with minimal fees on the swapping too. There are also other alternatives to KSPR bot you can use if you wish, such as the Ghost wallet, Caspiano, and a couple others which I don't actually have personal experience with, but for now I would try to avoid selling your tokens on KSPR bot just in case they are in fact guilty of dumping huge quantities of their profits onto the market. For now though, Casper's price is looking incredibly bullish as people begin to wake up to its true power once again and look past the manipulation of some of the biggest players in the space who have been suppressing this price far below its true value. It was exactly 1 year ago when CAS saw a major surge from 5 to 15% in November, So perhaps a reflection of history might be unfolding over the next week or two, as Casper looks to retest its previous all-time high, likely smashing straight through it and heading into an incredibly bullish price discovery, which could see us flying past 40 to 50 cents. Ultimately, it's clear that with the current climate of the market, there are some very bullish movements on the horizon for Casper, and buying now, for those of you who have been sidelined, is still a 20% discount from our all-time highs. However, time is very rapidly running out, and this could be your final ever opportunity to grab some Casper for under 20 cents. Having said all that, let's now move on quickly to the KRC20. The volume is still looking pretty good, although we haven't seen any new all-time highs this week, and we continue to look for a local bottom for the majority of the top meme coins on there. This is, however, fairly understandable, and likely the Casper pumps should eventually flow into the KRC20 as well, although without a doubt there has been some lag time, as we can see here with coins like Nacho, which is still in its correction phase after a previous pump to over 70 million market cap. Kaspa as well is still looking for its local bottom, along with Dog K, Kango, Conan and Bert, to name a few. As of today, Bert has actually just listed for a spot trading on Bitmart, a decently sized tier 2 exchange with 2.6 million weekly users, so there's a lot of potential there to bring in a whole new load of holders, which is definitely promising. Having personally spoken to some of the Kaspa team, it seems that they are working particularly hard on developing some amazing new cat-related projects that should serve to help solidify their position as one of the top 3 meme coin tokens built on Casper. And as always, I remain very bullish on this pick into the long-term future. One token that I mentioned in my last video, Bully, the bull of Casper, still remains an untapped gem in my opinion, only sitting at 200k market cap, but since its Biconomy listing, its volume has shot up to over $80,000 per day, putting it in the top 12 most traded KRC20 tokens. And this is the type of coin that could have a very rapid and quick surge over $1 million market cap within no time at all. So definitely keep your eye out for this one. I've also heard news that they've got a fundraising initiative to get listed on XT Exchange very soon too, which would ultimately be very bullish for long-term adoption of Bully. Anyway, at this point in time in the KRC20, we have to understand that the ecosystem is very much in its infancy, and the price right now is very volatile, particularly with new CAX listings, which are known to have a dampening effect on price in the short term, but will ultimately serve to attract a wider customer base to the coins in the long term. Right now, it is essential that you position yourself in the best long-term plays with tokens that have a strong community, team, and serious potential, because in the long run, in a year's time from now, the KRC20 ecosystem could be worth at least several, maybe even tens of billions of market cap in total. Ladies and gentlemen, it's clear that the coming weeks for both Casper and Casper's KRC20 ecosystem is going to be very exciting and action-packed, so prepare yourself for liftoff. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this update video, make sure to leave a like and a comment and share it with your friends to help support my channel. Also, if you're new here, please consider subscribing too, as we've built an awesome community of like-minded investors. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. I've been Tommy Does Crypto, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.